You're listening to Systemic Error Podcast. The failure was designed.
It won't work. Columnist claims massive Trump's July 4 stunt is act of revenge, based on an article by Kathleen Culleton. Fireworks as submission ritual. The point is control. The story here is not that Donald Trump is planning a loud Independence Day spectacle in Washington, D.C. The story is that a president who already holds federal power is using it to stage a public display of dominance over a city that voted overwhelmingly against him. The fireworks are not civic pageantry. They are a test of submission. The source material gives the game away. A 40-minute show, more than 850,000 fireworks, a capital city forced to absorb the chaos, and an administration that has already shown it cannot manage even basic spectacle without embarrassment. The question is not whether Trump's team can pull it off. The question is why the federal government is being used this way at all. The source sees the stunt, but not the structure. The article frames the display as a stunt and a kind of revenge. That is accurate as far as it goes, but it still leaves too much in the realm of personality. This is not just Trump being theatrical. It is an assertion of institutional power over local population that rejected him at the ballot box by 90%. That matters. The relevant fact is not that Trump likes grand gestures. It is that the presidency gives him the machinery to impose them. When the executive branch turns civic space into a loyalty theater, the issue is not taste. It is coercive politics dressed up as celebration. Competence is a side issue. The source cites the great American state fair's heat, inedible food, and collapsing stage as reasons to doubt the administration's execution. Fair enough. But incompetence is not the core offense here. A bungled spectacle would still be a spectacle of domination. Too much political commentary mistakes sloppiness for harmlessness. It is a mistake. Authoritarian politics does not require polished delivery to be effective. In fact, a certain level of chaos is useful. It normalizes the idea that public life should bend around one man's whims, even when the result is embarrassment, disruption, or risk. Washington is the target. Beckworth is right to point out that Washington voted massively against Trump. That makes the city not just a backdrop, but a target. The fireworks are part of a broader impulse to make the Capitol perform deference. The mention of an arch, an opulent ballroom, and elaborate events in his honor is not incidental. It describes a governing style that treats public institutions as props for personal aggrandizement. That is the pattern worth naming. The use of state capacity to manufacture reverence. Trump does not merely want applause. He wants architecture, ceremony, and noise arranged around him. That is not democratic leadership. It is monarchical cosplay with federal power behind it. Children, noise, and the political illiteracy of power. The quip about scheduling fireworks at 11 p.m. if you have children is funny because it captures something real. People who govern without regard for other people's lives tend to reveal themselves in small logistical cruelties. Late-night noise is minor compared with authoritarian abuse, but it belongs to the same mentality. The powerful decide. Everyone else absorbs the cost. That is the deeper political meaning of the piece. The administration's problem is not merely optics or execution. It is contempt. Contempt for the city, contempt for ordinary schedules, contempt for consent, contempt for the idea that public power should answer to the people who live under it. The real story is not whether the fireworks sparkle or fizzle. It is that a president, with the authority of the federal government, is using national celebration as a weapon of humiliation against a politically dissenting city. The misdirection comes from pretending this is about showmanship, logistics, or even bad planning. Those are symptoms. The disease is domination. Trump's America does not just punish opposition. It aesthetizes it. It turns state power into spectacle, then asks everyone else to call it patriotism. You've been listening to Systemic Error. Thanks to Raw Story for today's article. With the automated voice of LJ, thanks for listening.